What's up, you guys, and welcome back to OMGG. And I know, OMGG, I've been gone for a really long time. There's a lot that's been going on, but we're going to talk about the most recent thing that's been going on that has kept me away from my socials for a while now. And that is, we are moving. I'm not going to do a long intro. We're going to jump right into it. I live in New York City, and New York City is one of 3 areas in the whole state. We're governed very differently. You have New York State, which is upstate. Then you have New York City, which is like the tail of the state. And then the very tip of the tail of the state is Long Island. All 3 are governed very differently. Rules that happen in New York City do not automatically apply to Long Island nor to upstate. They have to say that they want to also do that. So I did something called Housing Connect, which is exclusive to NYC. So the 5 boroughs, right? If you want a geography lesson on New York, I will give that to you at a later time and date, but we're not going to do that right now. So I did Housing Connect, and this is really hard to get into. My friend Ashley, who's also a YouTuber on here and is actually in the same building that I just got into, I'm going to link her channel in the description box. She explains it so much better than I do, but I'm going to try my best to explain it. So you basically, Housing Connect, let's start with what that is. Housing Connect is exclusive to New York City, and it's where it takes different apartment buildings in the 5 boroughs, and they offer housing, the word is eluding me right now, affordable housing where rent stabilized. There you go. Affordable rent stabilized housing. Stabilized. That was the word that was eluding me. So basically what that means is that they take different apartment buildings and they give you brackets of salary, and your rent is determined by your salary, which is really, really nice. Instead of saying this is an apartment and it's $5,000 a month, no matter what you make, either you can afford it or you can't. It's allowing you to live in New York more affordably. This is very hard to get into for a lot of different reasons. Let's say you are currently based in Queens, but you really, really, really want to live in Brooklyn or Manhattan, which are 2 of the hot spots in the city. It's a lot harder because with Housing Connect, what they do is they take the people who live in that community first and give them first dibs. Also, it's really hard to get into because they have a limited number of rooms or apartments, I should say, that are catered to these price ranges, to these salary brackets, right? So like for me, for example, my bracket, there was only 16 apartments in my bracket. My friend Ashley, she's been trying to get a Housing Connect apartment for 12 years. I think my friend Skylar said she's been at it for the last 3 years. God has just blessed me so much because I applied and it was my first choice. It was the first one I applied to and I got in. So basically what I did was I applied the minute that this housing went up. I'm not going to say what it is for safety reasons, obviously, but I applied the minute that it went up, which was February of 2021. Didn't hear anything, never heard anything back, and got a little discouraged. And I thought maybe I'm just not going to get it, right? So November of 2021, I get a phone call saying that my application had been plucked out via a log number, because you get a log number when you apply. This is my log number. Now, I've read on different forums that the log matters. Sometimes it matters. Sometimes it doesn't matter. I don't really know, but this is my log number. And I am within 10 minutes of this apartment. So my house is 10 minutes away from this apartment building. That was something that was really important to me because my grandmother is elderly and my mom is starting to get up there in age, and I didn't want to be too far in the event that they needed me for anything. So being close to my family was still really, really important to me. So that's why this apartment was my first choice, and thank you, God, for making that happen. So November, my log number gets called. The amount of information that they asked me for. If you are on here because you're thinking about signing up for a Housing Connect, I hope that this video helps you, because some of the things I'm about to tell you are going to be very beneficial. While each apartment complex and the way that they process it can be very different, some of the stuff are very similar. So I would say take this with a grain of salt, but also decipher for yourself what sounds like it might be common across the board, right? So they asked for a lot of paperwork right off the jump. They wanted 6 pay stubs, which really sucked because I had just left my job at that point and I had just started a new one. So I didn't have 6 pay stubs from my current job, but I had the 6 pay stubs from my last job. So they wanted 6 pay stubs from where I was currently working. They wanted 6 months, the last 6 months of my billing statement. Now, why I'm telling you that this is important, especially if you're just thinking about starting the process, it's important because every amount of money that comes into your bank account, not that goes out, but comes in, you have to account for. So anytime someone Zells you, you're going to have to account for that. And I know that that doesn't seem like a big deal, but I don't think we realize how much we Zell, how much we get Zelled and how much we Zell out, because that's how we pay people back, right? Like, let's say we go to dinner and I only have card and you only have cash, but you only have enough cash to cover your end. I would pay for the whole dinner and you would give me the cash, right? Or, for example, like my mom lost her bank card. And so I was doing a lot of transactions for her and she was just zelling me the money back because she could still use her app, right? Like the Chase app to Zelle me. So all of that you have to account for. And, you can say, oh, like, my birthday was in May. So this plays into part of my story. I got a lot of Zells in the month of May because that was my birthday and we're still in a pandemic and a lot of people just didn't feel comfortable going out. So they Zelled me money. Now, this is important to note because depending on how you claim what each Zell is, that's going to decide if they're going to add it to your income. And that's a big deal because if they add it to your income, it could bump you out of the bracket that you can actually afford, which was my issue. So when I gave them all my information, I had to give them a notarized letter from my landlord. I had to give them, my utilities are all included where I currently live. So I didn't have a utility bill, but they did want a utility bill. The last 6 months of my banking statements, 6 months worth of pay stubs. They wanted my last tax returns. And then I had a bunch of paperwork that I had to fill out, right? So I put all of that in. I'm very organized when it comes to my paperwork. So I happen to have had all my paperwork ready. And it was funny because I didn't even really know what I needed, but I had everything ready. And whatever I didn't have, I was able to get like that. So the things that I didn't have was like a written note from my job confirming the dates that I was there and that I wasn't there, from my last job, the one from my current job confirming the dates that I did work there, and all these different things. So I had everything. And the last thing that we were waiting for was my 6 current pay stubs from the job that I'm currently at. Now, this is where my particular story gets bumpy, and everybody's story is different. Even though my story is bumpy, I still got in quicker than Ashley, but then my friend Skyla, she got in quicker than Ashley and I, right? So the process can vary from different people. They told me that they submitted my paperwork on November 29th. So I'm like, okay. Now, Skylar had submitted her paperwork the same day as me, and she got a call saying that she got approved for the apartment the very next week. I never heard anything back. It wasn't until the week before, it wasn't until the week before the first of the year that I had gotten an email saying that the city only approved me for a studio. Now, I originally went in for the studio because that's where my current salary bracket allotted me. Not allotted me, but afforded me, right? So they were saying because of the Zelle gift from May, they were considering it gift income, right? And because they were considering it gift income, it bumped me out of the bracket for a studio, and they put my application in for a 1-bedroom. Now, I knew I couldn't afford a 1-bedroom, not with my salary. It was not possible. That's the reason why there was a salary bracket for each one, right? So I get an email saying that this was the week before the first of the year. I get an email saying that I did not qualify for the studio, but I qualified for a 1-bedroom, and I had to write an acceptance letter. So I'm like, okay. So I write the acceptance letter the lady tells me that nobody's in the office because it's the holiday break, and that her boss has to read my acceptance letter, and then that's when I'll find out if I'm approved or not. So off the bat, I thought that was a little weird. Like, if I'm already approved, because the city has to approve you. So if the city has already approved me for a studio, why does your boss need to approve my acceptance letter? Not my application, but my acceptance letter. So that already, like, what? So the first comes and goes, and it's the first official week of 2022. And I get a email saying, oh, we need your most recent pay stubs. And again, we need all of your recent pay stubs from the last one you gave us to present day. And we need your bank accounts for November and December. So now I'm like, why? I've already given you 6 months worth of my billing statements, and you already have my pay stub. So why? So then they were like, oh, because the city messed up, and the city said that you didn't qualify for the 1 bedroom. You only qualified for the studio. So now we have to submit the paperwork all over again. So something about that didn't sound right, because it was 2 stories that I was being told, that like 2 stories that they kept going back and forth every time I asked why, because I just wasn't understanding what was going on. Like, I just didn't get it. So I submitted all that stuff. Then that Friday, the first Friday of the year, I got a phone call saying that I was approved for the studio, but now they have no studios. I'm like, what? So she's like, your only option at this point is to either be put on the waiting list or pull my application. So now I'm angry. Like, I'm real angry, because I'm like, I feel like I'm being lied to. Like, I feel like my application wasn't submitted on time, and I'm getting angry. Like, so I'm still being respectful to her, but like, I'm very frustrated. And when I get off the phone with her, I like start crying because I'm angry. Not because I'm disappointed about the apartment, but because I'm angry at the way that this process has been going, because it just seemed like they weren't doing what they were supposed to do, right? So I was like, fine, I'll just go on the waiting list. What do I look like pulling my application? That would be very, very dumb of me. So I put myself on the waiting list. I get a phone call from another agent within the agency saying that they were going to put me through for the 1 bedroom. And I said, I don't qualify for the 1 bedroom. So she was like, but you earn gift income, so you do. And I was like, I don't have gift income. I got that for 1 month in the month of May. If you look at all my other Zells, none of them said that they were gifts. I got it 1 month for the month of May because of COVID. Nobody wanted to go out. So she seemed annoyed because she was under the impression that I was receiving separate income, gift income from people. I wish somebody was gifting me money every week. I wish that was a thing that I had, but I don't. So finally everything gets situated, and she's like, all right, have you seen the apartment yet? I said no. So she said, okay, when can you come in? Now this happened on Monday. So that Friday I got told that they had no studios and that I had to go on a waiting list or pull my application. I said, I'll go on the waiting list. That Monday I get called by another agent, and she tells me that I can see the apartment. Now here's something else, something that differs. Ashley was told that she was not allowed to see the apartment until she got approved and she accepted it. Kind of sus, but all right. Then I was told the same exact thing. However, Ashley and I are in the same building. Skylar is in a completely different building, and they wouldn't even let her put her application in until she saw the unit. So when the young lady had asked me that Monday, have you seen the apartment? I said no, because I was told that I can't see the apartment until I get approved and I get accepted. And she was like, what? She was like, when can you come to see this apartment? And I was like, seriously? She was like, yeah. So I was able to go the next day, which happened to be January 11th. I could never forget that day because that's my best friend's birthday. So I went 8 a.m. Tuesday, January 11th, 2022 to the apartment, and I got to see the apartment that I would be in. A great location, not as high up as I would have preferred. I'm on the 4th floor. However, where my apartment, like where my unit is located, it's central to literally everything, which is great because I don't have to go too far to go anywhere that I really need to go in the building, which my first time living alone, that makes me more comfortable. So I see the apartment unit and she goes, well, we put your application in on Monday. We resubmitted it. So I'm like, okay, y'all, the application was submitted January 10th. Last Friday at 6:01 p.m., I get an email, not a phone call. Now, Ashley got a phone call and Skyla got a phone call, but I got an email saying that my application had been approved and that I was approved for the apartment that I looked at. And I was like, shocked. I was shocked. Like, so I want to say, I don't even know how long that was. Like maybe 2 weeks after they sent the application in, maybe roughly around 2 weeks that it took for me to get approved. And now I get to sign my lease. I go in tomorrow. Tomorrow is, what's tomorrow? Hold on, let's see. Today's the 24th. So I go in tomorrow, the 25th, to sign my lease and to get my keys. And I will be able to move into my apartment. I went back and forth all of Friday night, just between shock and between anxiety of the fact that now I have to pack everything and move. Actually, I just got home earlier today. I already ordered my bed frame off of Amazon. I'm going to get the same bed frame that I have now. I've decided to leave all my furniture here because somebody else is going to move into my bedroom. And I just feel like it would be nice to let them move in with some stuff already instead of having to start already over. So I got my bed frame on Amazon, and then there was a mattress store like 10 minutes away from my job, and I went and I got my mattress. My mattress and my bed frame are both set to come on Wednesday, which is great. Tomorrow I get my keys and I'm able to like get my lights on, and I'm able to like do some furniture arrangements, not furniture arrangements, I'm sorry. I'm like able to put groceries in and stuff like that and just do a little bit of light moving in, I guess you can say, tomorrow. And then on Friday, that's like my scheduled move-in day. So that's when I can like move in actual furniture. There is one big ticketed piece that I bought that I have been wanting this item for so long. And I'm not going to tell you. You're going to have to wait for those videos. I'm already almost 20 minutes in. I don't know if I want to make this video that long. But yeah, so that has been my process. I signed my lease tomorrow. Signing your lease. So when you sign your lease, before you're allowed to sign your lease, for at least my building, I don't know if everybody does it this way, but on the Housing Connect site, they say that they don't charge a deposit. Rather, they charge first month's rent and last month's rent. So for my particular building, I have to have 2 separate cashier's checks for first month's and last month's rent. Why is it like that? I don't know. But that's how they wanted it. So I have those 2 checks. I was hoping to sign my lease today, so I brought them with me because they had emailed me after the office was already closed, so I couldn't call anybody or anything like that. So you have to, again, this is for my building. I don't know how it might be for somebody else's building, or, hold up. Sorry, guys. I don't know how it might be for somebody else's building, but I had to do 2 separate cashier's checks. So I'm going to give them those checks. And then I sign my lease, and then I get my keys, and I'm free to go into the apartment. I've done a lot of shopping or collecting of things for this apartment over the last 1.5 years. I started buying things for my apartment September of 2020, I want to say, was when I had started buying things and like really being hyper focused on moving. I think it was September of 2020. It might have been sooner because I feel like, honestly, I feel like I had started buying things earlier than that. But no, it was around September or August of 2020 was when I started buying things for my apartment. I've literally had them under my bed for so long. So I'm so excited to get these things out from under my bed. So as far as shopping and stuff like that, I can't necessarily show you guys all the shopping because I'd already done it. And I'm sorry, guys. I'm really tired. I started packing today. So I started moving some of this stuff. Like I have my coffee machines, because my mom bought me one, and then I bought an espresso. So I have an espresso and my Mr. Coffee hot, cold, and frappe machine. I'm so excited to use this. So I have that I'm moving with. We packed that. My Ninja we packed. My food processor we packed. My almond cow we packed up. The gifts that Courtney got me for Christmas, which I only opened to look at them and to looked at them. That was not proper English. I only opened them to look at it, and then I put them back in the bag. I packed that up. A gift from Nancy I packed up. So, like, I just packed up some, like, smaller stuff that I can just bring into the apartment tomorrow after I sign my lease and get my keys. So that way I have some stuff. So, tomorrow I will be filming a empty apartment tour tomorrow. I still have work, which honestly, I thought about just like, I really can't afford to, but I thought about like maybe just taking like one full day off of work to do every single solitary thing. I'll have to do the math to see if that's doable, but yeah. So that is my process of what's been going on, why I've been absent. It doesn't explain why I've been absent from YouTube, but it does explain why I've been absent from my social medias in general. A lot of my content revolves around traveling and reviewing things, at least on my social media on here. I used to do Pretty Little Liars reviews, but Pretty Little Liars is no longer on, so I figured I could come on here and do some vlogs and vlog my moving process, and I'm so excited. Sorry, I'm just, guys, I can't believe this. I cannot believe this. This has been such a long time coming. Like, it's been almost a full year to the day that I applied for this apartment. Almost. We're just a couple of weeks off. So, if you guys want specific videos on like how I saved up my money, how much money I decided to save up, how much I think you guys might need to save up, or anything like that, or how you think is the best way to go about the process of moving out. If you want to see a video more detailed with those little specifics, then please let me know. I'd be more than happy to talk about my process, what I have chosen to do, and all of that. But yeah, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe, share. Sharing is caring. And I will see you guys later. Loves and likes ya. Bye.